and all expanding as goodness. And here we are as human beings in every moment getting this opportunity to tune into the spiritual being that we truly are as love, and to shine this and to share it, because it can't be quantified. It can't be kept in and sectioned off. It's one immense love. So let's open our hearts to this right now. Let's open our hearts to this immense love with gratitude for our lives and for what has gone before through those incredible beings, our ancestors. That's from our individual lineage and collectively, those that have borne us through and birthed us through. Do we often sit and take that time in the stillness to honor those that have birthed us through? I'm excited to do this because I know that when we go back, when we look back, we can do the healing that's necessary. We can do the forgiveness. We can look at our lives and we can say, when I dissolve these ideas and these concepts and these beliefs that I have, I can clear the way and give myself that opportunity to rebirth into the new. And this is allowing ourselves to come even more from that place of love, to breaking down the walls that we put up, that we place up. And we can even go back to those stories, those pains, those hurts, and we can forgive. It's okay to feel the feelings and to go there and to immerse in the tears and the sadness and the sorrow, and yet also to know that this is a healing and revealing process, and we can take it slowly and take it gently, and we can give thanks for our ancestors that have birthed us into being. It's time to do this. It's time to honor. And as we come into the second part of this year, it's time to do a healing process so that we're even more attuned to the power that we are. So we're even more open to what's birthing through as we come into the new year. I know it's 6 months away, 5 months away, and yet we can prepare right now. In this moment, there is an availability right now to do the work. Our ancestors, those that we loved, those that we knew, those that we didn't know, those that we feel, those that we embody, our ancestors. Let's honor them. Let's take this time to recognize those that have birthed us through with immense love, because you are an incredible divine light. You are that woman of power. I mean, I call this show the Women of Power Immense Love broadcast. I think that's what it's called, and it's quite a long title. And I want to talk about women of power and bring women of power on. The first time, well, the only time that I witnessed Edwene Gaines live, Reverend Edwene Gaines, of course, in 2016, she came to the Bournemouth Centre for Spiritual Living conference. She was speaking, and myself and Jason were performing there, and others were performing as well. And it was an incredible conference, a great event, really good vibe. And there is Edwene Gaines, Reverend Edwene Gaines, and she gets up onto the stage and she sits with such elegance and grace and poise, and she's sitting there in this chair and she just says, I am Reverend Edwene Gaines and I am a woman of power. And as she said that, her eyes were just glaring at everybody in the audience. And I was like, oh my word. Oh my word. She owned it and she claimed it. And we all, well, I felt it as she was saying it. And you could hear a pin drop. It was this kind of silence, which was with a reverence of wow, what is going to come out next? What's she going to say? Because that was like, whoa. And she spoke amazingly. And that inspired me to write the song Woman of Power, and the video that it's on YouTube. And where all of these, my friends, women from around the world were saying, yes, I want to be on this video. I want to be on it. And we created it, and it's fantastic. And now I'm realizing, okay, it's time to kind of come away from I am a woman of power. We are women of power. It doesn't stop and start at one person. Of course, Reverend Edwin Gaines coined that, and it is hers, and she is the archetype of it. She is the archetype of it. And as we each recognize that in her, as she was saying it, as we each recognize those words as ourselves, because she was speaking for each of us. And so I want to remind us now that, yes, we are this too. If we see that in somebody and we are kind of wowed by it, then it is who we are. We recognize it for ourselves. So if you're hearing that right now and you're thinking, wow, yes, it's you too. You are that woman of power, and we each are. And collectively, individually, we have work to do right now as we enter into this next half of the year and into the beginnings of 2023. We start now sowing those seeds. I know it's coming. It's not quite autumn, so we're not really, but we can start now and begin putting those seeds forwards as we can in any moment, because the new is emerging in every single now moment. So we can begin. And just as our ancestors did this, they may not have been doing it consciously, and yet they knew on many levels that we would be here now. That we would be here now, and that this would be what we are living in and as. At this time, we're here to do something very, very specific, to make a change, a direct change. I was researching, and not really researching, but I was reading through I thought a good place to begin here as a woman of power, as women of power, for me to highlight a woman of power. A good place to begin would be with Eve. Eve. Because Eve is that archetype of the first woman of creation. Yes, we are. Cheryl, hi Cheryl. Yes, spiritual coordinator and beautiful Cheryl Rogers. Welcome here. As women of power, who was I talking about? Eve. Last week on this show, not last week, sorry, the week before, because last week was with Wisdom of the Mystics with Dr. Tony Labata, and she talked about the master teacher, Jesus. Oh, okay. Somebody that was really tapped into the divine feminine there. Yes, he knew, he understood. And the week before, I began the first broadcast of this show was with my dear friend and soul spirit sister and practitioner and reverend to be Christine Saki in Kenya, who is a practitioner at CSL Kenya. And she came on and she talked about her work, and she talked about her idea of women of power. And it was a great first premiere broadcast to have her here. And I'm really knowing that she will come back onto this broadcast And I'd love Cheryl for you to come onto this broadcast as well. That would be amazing. And I thought this week, if guests aren't coming on, then I will be talking about women, biblical women, scriptural women, women in our society who have laid the foundations. And I'm going to pick, choose somebody each time that really inspires me. And I thought of Eve. I thought, wow, it's the beginning of this broadcast. Here we have this incredible persona who has come in as the breath of the divine, as the feminine Eve. And yet, if we look at the story and we hear that story and take it so literally from the Bible, as it has been written and read by billions of people, millions and millions and millions of people, and believed, that Eve sinned, and she sinned and she was punished. And this is a structure of a concept that has continued to live and evolve and breathe through mass consciousness for eons, that we have sinned and we have done something wrong, and that we will be in pain as we give birth. As we give birth to the new, we will be struggling with that, and we will suffer, and we will be in pain, and then we may die because of childbirth. And we have not behaved properly by giving rise to temptation. And if we listen to that and take that story in the creation story, that one of the creation stories of Adam and Eve, we would really believe that we have to kind of do good in order to make up for what we have done that has been wrong. And we've been naughty. And so there is a sense of guilt, which has been an archetype, if you like, of an idea that has carried through, that there is this guilt. And I think many women, I can speak for myself only here, but I'm inviting you to look within, to just ask yourself if there is an inherent guilt, and maybe you can't even understand why. Guilty for speaking out, guilty for shining our light, guilty for standing up for what we really believe in our hearts, that it's no, we need to be quiet because we might upset things, or we might shake things up, and that's not good. And so we need to kind of just be subdued. And I believe that a woman of power is not a woman that's going to be shouting and screaming to try and get her way. It's somebody that understands how to use the mind, how to use the one mind, how to use the power of the divine, and how to use our own mental awareness, and how to work with our awareness to start creating and molding and artisticking and architecturing our lives the way that we choose them to be right now. Because our ancestors went through so much pain and so much strife in order for us to be here right now at this tipping point where we can say, we're going to release that idea of guilt. We're going to release that idea of shame, of disempowerment, of feeling that we are told what to do by those that seemingly know better. And we have to listen to that and behave ourselves. No. Because when I look at Eve and the metaphysical interpretation of what was happening in that story, she wasn't tempting from a sin as a sin. She wasn't using temptation as a sin. What she was saying, what she was doing, was completing her mandate to come to this earth plane, to live on this earth plane, to understand the struggles here, and to shine her light so that others could see there is a way forwards. This is what she was doing. There was no shame in that. It was brilliant. She took a risk and she said, I'm going to do it, because she knew on a soul level that that was her calling and it would be a struggle. And I've read many different and listened to many different interpretations of the metaphysics of the creation story, where actually God wasn't angry. This idea of God in the sky, you know, it was this divinity within that was actually cheerleading her and saying, it's okay. It was a passion in that voice from the divine to say, okay, you've done it. And now you live on this earth plane. Now you take your breath here. And now you see how you can example this infinite, the possibilities that are here. And what are you going to choose? How are you going to live? What choices are you going to make? So she was an example. And this is how we are being primed right now, is to, whether we believe in divinity, we all know we have a choice. We all know we can make the right choice and follow our hearts and follow that calling, that deeper soul calling that's within us, that calling, that still silent voice, to really live and express in the way that we feel that we're doing something incredible for our lives. That doesn't mean changing the world. It means changing our world. It means changing our world. So we're just going to take a breath here for a moment and just honoring the ancestors, the mothers, the grandmothers, the great bearers that have brought us through. Honoring the breath, honoring the idea, honoring the womb, honoring the love, honoring the hardship, honoring the grace, honoring the struggle, and honoring the light, and the absolute audacity. When I look at some of the women in my family lineage, my great aunt, she was they just wanted her to marry a nice Jewish boy at the age of 18 or whatever. She was having none of it. So she got on a boat. I mean, this was like 1918. No, maybe a little bit later than that. No, it wasn't 1918. Sorry, that was the wrong. It was 1940. She got on a boat from the UK. She got on the Queen Mary on her own to New York to go and like live her life and find her life on her own. That's the courage of my lineage. I'm just inviting you to look back at your ancestors and the courage that they had to say, yes, this is the choice I'm going to make. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. And it's in you. We have this within us, and yet we're very good at suppressing, because we want to keep ourselves just below the line of making those decisions that might rock the boat. She rocked the boat. My great auntie Mari rocked the boat. She knew, and she followed her heart. And that is so empowering. For me, that's been an amazing story. She did come back, and she had a very colorful life. But she always followed her heart. This is the key here. She wouldn't let anyone tell her what to do. Yeah. So let's honor our ancestors. And I thought a great way of doing this was by honoring one beautiful soul who was an amazing and incredible, not only poet, human rights activator, Maya Angelou, who was born in 1928. And she She was raised in segregation. That, you know, so here we are, a woman that was just, if you looked at logic, if you looked at it logically from the vision and the perspective of what was going on at that time, you wouldn't think that there would be opportunity for somebody to rise up, to speak their word, to do it through poetry, to start meeting the people, Martin Luther King, to put herself forwards and to teach and to empower others to live in their truth. And here she is now. And I'm reading this poem, and it's called Phenomenal Woman. And I'm reading this for each of us because she does, there is, you know, it comes from the I here. I don't want to change that to the you, because I think that would be coming out of integrity with her word, because she was speaking of it as, this is me. And so as I'm reading this, I really invite you to, I'll just put that up there, the little, as I'm reading it, please swap the I with, or embrace the I as if I'm saying it and you're hearing it as it's you, if that makes sense, because I want to read it as she's written it. Phenomenal woman. Pretty woman, wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms and the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall on their knees. Then they swarm around me like a hive of honeybees, and I say, it's in the fire in my eyes, and in the flash of my teeth, and the swing of my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Those themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, and the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump around or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, I ought to make you proud. And I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. And that's you. And that's you. And that's our ancestors. That's those that have gone before us. And that is the idea of Eve and the creation story, one of those creation stories, because there are many others. Love Maya Angelou. Yes, absolutely. Love her too. I would love to have a Maya Angelou kind of for each of us to come on and do a Maya Angelou kind of broadcast. Wouldn't that be amazing? So let's just breathe this in. How phenomenal we are. Those that have gone before us. I haven't even got to those that are yet to come. That's another show. That's another broadcast. Let's stay with those and honor those. Honor the cultures, honor the ideas, honor the the spiritual aspects, honor the religious aspects, honor the myths, the stories, the folklore, the fairy tales, honor the conversations, and honor the vigor of these that have gone before, those women that have gone before, our ancestors. So when I wrote Woman of Power, the song, which I actually didn't put the link in here, but you can find it on YouTube. And all of these beautiful spirit souls showed up and said, yes, I'll be on the video. Yes, I want to be on the video. And for me, that was a really, really wonderful moment of grace, because I think that it was at a time where I felt that as women, we need to share and shine our voice even more powerfully in this world. And how else can we do this that is more beautiful than through song? So I'm inspiring you to, really tune into your voice and really open up to that voice that wants to come through, and to sing and to be connected to the beauty of who you are through the throat. Because we have squashed, we have suppressed, we have kept ourselves silenced for so long. And now when I hear and I know and I see the decisions that are going on, the legislation that's happening for women in America, in the US, and I'm not just pinpointing that, I think globally, there are decisions that are made for women that go beyond our human rights and impinge on our moral and ethical and human rights. So we're being called to rise up and to speak and to sing and to connect and to find that place within us. Like I call it my Auntie Mari place. It's here. It's like, okay, if she could do that, I can do this. Absolutely. So I'm going to read you. So what I did was with Woman of Power, I realized that I wanted to turn it and I wanted to turn it into a piece of writing that I would read out every day if I didn't want to sing it. So I wrote it out, and I have put the link in the description here for you. And it's called, it's a PDF that you can read. And it's called the, I haven't changed it, but it's called the Divine Wealth. It's like finding your divine wealth within, and it's a daily declaration. And I'm going to read it out now. And I would like you, or I'm inviting you, if you want to close your eyes or not. That's up to you. And to embody the words. And you can print it out because it is down there as a 5 parts. It's a 5-part PDF, and this is in there. And you can read it out. It is written in the I. And yet for this one, I'm going to read it out in the you. That's what I feel to do. So I'm just really inviting you to embrace this into your heart, into your soul, into your being, into all of you right now as I read this this out for you. There we go. Thank you, Cheryl. Great to be with you. Oh, so you can come back to this, and I'll read this out now so that you can wallow in this, Cheryl, if you feel like it at some point. And for anyone else that tunes into this now. So this is a declaration that you can stand by and be by. And this is for you, wherever you are, whatever's going on for you in your life. This I know to be true of you. You are a woman of power. You are enough. You are enough. You are more than enough. You are the radiance of magnificence, and you shine your light from within, and you stand up in your divine glory. You are ready to lay down the stones and to let go of whatever does not serve you now, and to live moment by moment, fully, gracefully, meaningfully. You rise in the face of challenge and you lift in the knowing of love. You are the light that lights the world and the world of everyone in your presence. Today you let go of what does not serve you. You are here to sing your song, to beat your drum, to state your claim. You are a woman of power. You love yourself and you accept yourself for who you are, and you are enough. You are enough, more than enough. And it's time to celebrate you just as you are. No more compromising. It's all up to you. And you beat your drum and you sing your song. You are a woman of power. You are free. And you state your affirmation and you live in the light of the divine I am. You are enough, just as you are. You clear the way and open your heart, for you know that as you look for good, more good shows up. And as you listen, more than enough shows up for you. You are more than enough, and you ooze magnificence in all that you are. You take your steps one at a time towards your dreams. You know that your dreams already are here, they exist, and you know that as you let go of control, they materialize and pop into your experience with divine grace. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. Thank you. That is it. You can download it. The link is down below and you can sign it. And it's written in the I am, so you can really feel it as you're reading it to yourself in the I am. And I wrote that. A lot of those words are from the song Woman of Power. So you can listen to the song as well, which is on YouTube. I haven't put the link in here, but anyway, you'll find it if you go to my YouTube channel. So I'm just going to kind of wrap up here. Been here for 40 minutes and covered a lot of beautiful content, and wanted to just keep the pace nice and kind of loose and not too much information in one. Ultimately, though, we are going back to our ancestors, to those roots, to the loved ones, the beloveds that have birthed us through and burst us through, knowing this divine feminine urge is in each and every one of us. So let's open our hearts. Let's embrace those that have gone before. Let's honor them. Let's honor our lineage. Let's do the forgiveness and the healing work as we move forwards into the new, planting those seeds to prepare for the new, for the now. And just letting go of that shame and that guilt and that big kind of cloud of mass consciousness, the idea that somewhere we've got it wrong and somewhere we are wrong because of it. And there's a shame. There is no shame. We're here to shine our light right now, the fullest and the most illuminated and radiant way that we can right now, as our divine magnificence. And we take a breath and we honor again, and we know that we are phenomenal and we are women of power. And for this, I am grateful. I'm grateful for you being here. I'm grateful for the time and the space on this show, on this network, for New Thought Media Network, who's doing incredible work in the world, bringing these teachings forwards in so many beautiful ways. New Thought today is on in about 15 minutes, so you'll be able to hear more about that. Reverend Robert at the moment is away at the International New Thought Conference, so that's great that he's there, and with others. Pastor Michael is there definitely, and Diego, and great work is being done. So just settle into the beauty and the magnificence of who you are, knowing that you are a woman of power, and opening your heart to the immense love that is here for you right now. I honor you. I thank you for being here. And I am going to put up the donate button. I have to do that because I love this network, and I'm inviting you, if you love this network and you are feeling the kind of buzz that this network brings to so many people, if that's you, you're welcome to donate in. We appreciate your offering, your love offering, your tithe, your financial yes, as saying yes to the vision, the greater vision of New Thought Media Network, and being woven into the consciousness of that. So there's the link, and the live link is below. You can find it there. Tap on that also to look at the new website and all of the beauty of that website. It's so exciting. It's really colorful and great, and really expansive. You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. Until next time, I am signing off now with immense love. And remember, you are a woman of power.